July 2025. Even while quietly serving his country, BTS's Jungkook continues to make noise across the world. In the latest data released this July 2025, Jungkook was officially ranked as the most searched K-pop idol on YouTube for the 5th consecutive year. It's a record not just for BTS, but for the entire Korean music industry. At a time when most artists fade during their military hiatus, Jungkook's star somehow shines even brighter. It's been nearly 8 months since Jungkook enlisted, but fans say it barely feels like he's gone. Clips from his solo era, dance performances, live vocals, interviews, and even fan edits continue to rack up millions of views each week. His songs, especially 7, Standing Next to You, and Too Sad to Dance, remain consistent fixtures on global playlists. He may be off the grid physically, says K-pop analyst So, but his digital presence is alive and evolving. Jungkook has reached a level where his past content keeps gaining momentum instead of slowing down. And it's not just fans keeping him relevant. Global radio stations still rotate his tracks, choreographers continue referencing his dance sequences, and even Western music influencers cite him as a reference point for vocal agility and performance style. Jungkook's impact didn't happen overnight, and certainly not by accident. Since BTS's debut in 2013, fans have watched him grow from a shy teenager into a fearless performer with unmatched stage presence. By the time he released Golden in 2023, he was no longer just the youngest member of BTS, he was a fully fledged solo star, commanding international stages like the Global Citizen Festival in New York and headlining charts in more than 100 countries. The Golden Era alone generated over 1.5 billion YouTube views across official and fan content, an astronomical number for a solo K-pop artist. And though Jungkook himself has been largely offline since joining the military in December 2024, his existing library of content keeps his name trending daily. Jungkook isn't just viral, he's eternal, tweeted one fan. You don't search for Jungkook out of curiosity, you search because you miss him. So why is Jungkook still the most searched? Experts say it's the emotional connection fans feel with him. Jungkook is known not only for his music and performances, but for his honesty. His live streams, especially the Weavers sessions before enlistment, became safe spaces for fans to laugh, cry, and reflect with him. He doesn't act like a celebrity, he speaks like a friend, one ARM shared. Combine that authenticity with elite-level vocals, charismatic visuals, genre-bending artistry, and a humble personality, and you get a rare blend of stardom that doesn't fade even with time away. Jungkook is expected to complete his military service by June or July 2026, and speculation is already rampant about what's next. Will he release a second solo album, embark on a world tour, reunite with BTS for a full comeback? Whatever happens, fans are preparing. Jungkook's team has remained tight-lipped about his post-military plans, but his recent cryptic Instagram activity, a new verified account, a changed profile photo, and a completely wiped feed is sparking fresh theories about a new era. One thing's for certain, the world hasn't forgotten Jungkook. In fact, it seems more obsessed than ever. Being the most searched K-pop idol on YouTube for 5 years straight isn't just a statistical win, it's proof that Jungkook has entered rare elite territory, a space where few artists exist and even fewer can sustain. If this is what Jungkook can accomplish during his military enlistment, then what kind of storm will he bring when he finally returns? The countdown has already begun. He hasn't posted in months. He hasn't performed on stage since last year. He's currently behind military walls, far from the screaming crowds and glowing cameras. And yet, his name is louder than ever. In July 2025, while much of the K-pop industry buzzed over summer comebacks, a quieter, more powerful headline shook the global fandom. BTS's Jungkook is once again the most searched K-pop idol on YouTube for the 5th consecutive year. For any other artist, such news would be a surprise. For Jungkook, it feels inevitable, and yet still deeply emotional. How does one artist, in silence, remain louder than an entire genre? This is the story of the Golden Legacy, the boy who became a king, the idol who never truly left, and the world that still can't stop searching for him. Before the platinum records and sold-out stadiums, there was just a 15-year-old boy from Busan with a dream. Jungkook joined BTS as the youngest member, a trainee shy to speak but bold in movement. From their debut in 2013, he was a visual magnet on stage, quick feet, sharp eyes, and a hunger to improve. Yet it wasn't instant stardom. In their early years, BTS battled skepticism from critics and media. Jungkook, though praised for his visuals, often stood in the background, observing, absorbing, and evolving. As the group began climbing in 2015-2017, fans noticed something. The youngest wasn't just catching up, he was quietly leading the charge. By 2018, Jungkook had grown into what fans called the Golden Maknae, a nickname born not just from his multi-talents, but from how effortlessly he excelled at each one: dancing, singing, composing, directing, even boxing and painting. His fan cams reached millions. His solos in BTS songs, Euphoria, My Time, Still With You, became instant classics, used in weddings, fan projects, and comfort playlists around the globe. And while BTS was already dominating charts, Jungkook stood out for another reason: his natural ability to connect through the camera. His eyes didn't just perform, they spoke. Everything changed again in 2023 with the release of Jungkook's solo album, Golden. It wasn't just a debut, it was an explosion. Lead single 7 broke records on Spotify, topped Billboard, and flooded YouTube. Its official MV hit over 100 million views in just days. Jungkook became the first Korean soloist to headline Global Citizen Festival, winning praise from Coldplay, Billboard, and Time. Even casual music listeners were intrigued. Who was this flawless performer dancing in the rain? How did his voice carry so much feeling, yet remain technically perfect? From Golden, YouTube content skyrocketed. Dance practice videos hit 20 million plus views, live stages trended globally for weeks. Edits, reactions, and fan cams dominated TikTok and Shorts. He had officially entered solo superstardom, and YouTube was his kingdom. In December 2024, Jungkook enlisted quietly alongside Jimin. Fans expected a drop in activity, but the opposite happened. YouTube searches surged. Old performances resurfaced. 7 was streamed like a prayer. His live streams were replayed like treasured voicemails. People missed him, not just as an idol, but as a person. His content wasn't just entertainment, it became memory. A reminder of comfort, passion, and connection during uncertain times. In a digital world craving authenticity, Jungkook's archive felt more alive than the latest releases. Now, half a year into his military service, YouTube's annual data revealed that Jungkook remains the most searched K-pop idol in the world for the 5th straight year. Here are the stats that shook the fandom. Over 700 million searches tied to Jungkook or Jungkook. 7 and Standing Next to You rank in the top 10 most rewatched K-pop MVs of the year. Over 9 million uploads on YouTube Shorts and TikTok reused Jungkook's vocals or dance clips. He had no new music, no press, no promotions, and still he led the charts. Social media isn't just about now, it's about what sticks. And Jungkook's content sticks like ink on skin. His 2023 Calvin Klein campaign still garners thousands of views daily. His fan edits trend even without a hashtag push. Covers of Let There Be Love and Nothing Like Us re-enter global search trends every month. Fans have described his YouTube presence as hauntingly consistent, always there, always relevant. No matter how fast the K-pop cycle moves, one truth remains: people always come back to Jungkook. What sets Jungkook apart isn't just his skill, it's the feeling he leaves behind. In every note he sings, there's rawness. In every smile, a softness. In every goodbye, a promise. I started watching him for the music, but I stayed because he made me feel seen, even through a screen. His Weverse lives, especially his final one before enlistment, have been rewatched millions of times. Not because he did anything flashy, but because he was just there, laughing, sharing, listening. The world doesn't just want Jungkook the artist, it misses Jungkook the human. Behind the scenes, even industry experts are amazed. He's the only artist I've seen who gets more relevant while inactive, said one exec from a major US label. Brands still quote him in internal meetings. Music critics study his vocal layering. Other idols openly say they rewatch his Golden Live stages for motivation. A rising K-pop rookie recently said in an interview, "Everyone wants to be Jungkook, but there's only one Jungkook."